We are pleased to be joined now by the Howard County Executive, Calvin Ball. Good morning, sir. Always good to have you on.
Good morning and happy Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to the fireworks in a second, but I did want to ask you because the numbers out of Howard County are fantastic when it comes to the number of people vaccinated. Your positivity rate is extremely low. I think it's like 60% of everyone, of all the entire population has at least one dose, leading the state. Why do you think you've been more successful than other counties in getting people, on board with getting the shot?
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, thanks for having me on. We have a positivity rate at about 1%, case rate per 100,000 at about 2.8. And like you said, our 12-plus residents, we have at least one dose, have 73%. Wow. And we're about 60% fully vaccinated. And I think, not only have our residents taken it seriously, but I made this with my team a priority. And we've gone into neighborhoods. We've had partnerships with the school system, the community college, working with the state and the governor, having mass vax at the mall in Columbia. When we see a lot of other mass vaxes actually winding down, we're still going strong. And we know that we're going to beat COVID and we're going to beat it together.
We're speaking with Dr. Calvin Ball, once again, the county executive from Howard County. And one of the things I saw, County Executive Ball, that, emphasized, Bryan and I emphasized, was our older population. And in your county, 95% of your citizens 65 and older are at least partially vaccinated. I mean, that's got to be, if not number one, right up there, Dr. Ball.
Well, we have been number one in just about all of the metrics. We prioritize it, and I know that there is some vaccine hesitancy in some of our other jurisdictions. We have been working to address vaccine hesitancy early on. I worked with our census team because I knew that our hard-to-count population was also likely to be our hard-to-vaccinate population. So we built that infrastructure, and we've been going out into the community, taking it to the people.
So let me flip it around then for you, because if it's 12 plus, you're at 73%. That's an incredible number.
It really is. And
12 to 15-year-olds have only been able to get it for a week. So I would imagine those numbers are going to increase as well. Where do you see the struggle, and where can you improve, do you think, to get that number into a 90%, which I think a lot of people would have thought would be unattainable maybe for a county in Maryland?
No, I think you're right. Right now, in our 12 to 18, there are a little over 31% have had one dose, and like you said, our 12 to 15 have only been able to get it for a little while. I think there's just hesitancy. I think working with the parents and helping to address a lot of the concerns that, people have just heard different conspiracies and what have you, and working through any kind of transportation or convenience issues. And so we are going to continue making this a priority.
Howard County Executive Calvin Ball, even though you taught at higher education, everybody cares about the schools, how we reopen, how we get to 5 days a week. How are things going with your teachers getting vaccinated? And are you and your school board looking at 5 days a week in September?
We were one of the first jurisdictions to have our educators, those who wanted the vaccine, at a very high dose getting that first dose. And so now every educator who wanted the vaccine is fully vaccinated. We've been working with our school system, actually allocated another $6.5 million over to them to help address any kind of PPE, ventilation issues that we could. So I am very hopeful that we should be starting the fall school year 5 days a week. I think that our kids need it and our educators are ready.
Does that mean everyone in the school, everyone riding the buses, and no hybrid too, no virtual learning, so the teachers will be actually teaching in the class only to those in the classroom? Is that the way you would like to see it happen at least?
I think there'll likely still be some opportunity for some hybrid. I think since the very young haven't been vaccinated and it isn't on the horizon in the very near future, there might be some conversations that need to be had, but there should be an opportunity for all of our educators and our students to go back safely 5 days a week in school buildings.
Now, County Executive Ball, we've been saying this to everybody, not just you in Howard County, but to different executives and Mayor Brandon Scott as well. There's a lot of money coming into Maryland from these COVID programs from the federal government. Congress has been sending a lot of money in. When it comes to money your county's received, as well as your school system, How are you communicating to the voters how you all are handling? We're talking about millions of dollars that are coming in.
Oh, great question. First of all, I just want to thank our entire congressional delegation for working so hard. Our school system is going to be getting tens of millions of dollars on top of the state and county funding that they're going to be getting. And Howard County is going to be getting about $63 million in ARP funds. And so we're talking with our residents about, what are the needs? How can we walk together on the road to recovery? Because COVID-19 has had detrimental impacts that are going to reverberate through generations, but together we're going to come back stronger, and we're not just going to survive, we're going to thrive.
All right, the 4th of July fireworks, you guys made the announcement, are on, but there are still some restrictions. With these numbers so low, and the vaccine number is so great, why not just go back to what it was in July 4th, 2019?
Well, I think, first of all, it's always better to start off with some restrictions and loosen things up than to start off completely loose and then try to tighten it up. I think right now having tens of thousands of people, because the 4th of July fireworks and Columbia draw people from the entire region, I think people still want to feel safe, and there are people who are going to be more willing to come out if we don't have things like tossing out food and what have you that people don't know where it's coming from, because we're not going to be at 100% vax. We're probably still not even going to be quite at that over 90%, even though we're going to try. And so I think right now this is a large step in the right direction. We can always continue walking there together.
Howard County Executive Calvin Ball, what are some of the issues? I know you're constantly dealing with COVID. What are some of the other issues in front of you right now in Howard County?
Well, definitely mental and behavioral health. It has been a challenge for generations. I think just in recent years, we've been launching different initiatives like It's Okay to Ask. It's okay to ask for help, but it's okay to ask people if they need help. But I think during this pandemic, when people felt not just physically isolated, but socially isolated, it has just exacerbated things. I think the not just mental and behavioral health, but also substance misuse, and then just helping people get back to a sense of being connected, grasping a sense of hope, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Good to have you on. As always, we appreciate your time, and glad to hear the fireworks are set for the 4th of July in Columbia, that's for sure.
Thank you so much, and make a fantastic Friday.
There he is. There he is, the cheerleader. Thank you, Dr. Ball.
Always with a smile.
Always with a smile. But it's Howard County, man. I mean, you can look at Howard County. There's a lot of good things going on in Howard County, but getting 95% of their 65 and older folks at least one shot, that jumped out at me.